Hi, my party people. It's been a while since I've last made. I love having a blanket surrounding me or having a teddy bear. So I have a floor blanket. This is my floor blanket. This is the blanket I use when I'm on the floor. Besides the point, I haven't really, like I said, posted. But shocker, not shocker, I just post on this channel when it feels right to me. I don't usually plan out my podcast videos, but I think that's the fun of it, the unorganization of it all. I'll tell you guys the updates of my life. I graduated college May 16th, and today, as I film this, is May 30th. So it's been I've been free from school for the past over 2 weeks. And it still does not feel like enough time to come back to myself. Now that I graduated college, it's the big question of now what? It's scary because I'm basically facing my 20s now. When you're graduating college, the normal age or the average age is around 21, 22, 23. But my whole identity was tied to being a student from the age, ever since middle school, so age 5 to now 23. I'm an adult now, and it would be nice to know what I want, but that's not the case when it comes to life. We just gotta go through with the motions and figure out ourselves day by day, and while also living the present moment and achieving that. I want to say it's difficult, that it is difficult. But yeah, so I graduated college, and like I said, I do not want to pursue more education after this. I do want to get a job. I've been struggling for my last semester of college, mentally struggling. Now that school's over, that did get rid of one portion of my stress, but the main portion of my stress is also my mental health, and I really want to prioritize that right now. And I'm so thankful and I'm so happy that I ended up getting a therapist, because if I didn't have my therapist, I wouldn't be as mentally stable as I am right now. I feel maybe I would have gone in a depressive little hole. It's easy for me to want to stay home, but I tell myself it's good to get out of the house. So I try to do it, even though there's a part of me that doesn't want to do it. Like today, I wanted to go thrifting. I want to buy new clothes, but the act of actually doing it is pretty difficult. And that's a big struggle that I deal with, where I want to do something, but I don't want to do it at the same time. Me going back to talking about my therapist, I value what my therapist says. It's like gold to me. The things that she says, it kind of validates me. It makes me feel okay that I'm doing things at my own pace. Like, for example, I told her I want to use the summer to go on a few trips, travel, like rest, before actually diving into getting a job. And I'm very lucky that I have the money, because I work part-time, to fund these trips. Like, one of them, I'm going with my best friend to South Carolina. And another trip is funded by my mom, because we're going on a cruise. And the last trip, it hasn't been booked yet. But Miss Girl, 90% of the likelihood of me going and booking the trip to Vietnam again. And I'm really excited. That's like, if that happens, like, that's a trip that I'm most excited about. If I go to that, I'm gonna travel internationally by myself for the first time. I never traveled, period. Domestic, no. Internationally, definitely no. So that being my first trip to ever go on my own and navigate the airport, I am directionally challenged. So there's that. So I think it's a good thing. I'll be on my own, even though I'm going to meet my mom's side of the family and be hanging out with them and living with them, deciding to do the things that I want to do on my own while also not kind of being alone is like perfect. I kind of want to challenge myself, and that's something that I think I'll find joy in even through the hardships. And that's very rare where there's challenges in my life where I end up finding the joy in, if that makes sense. And then I asked her, how long does it take for me to figure out like what I want to do, or how long will it take for me to finally feel like rejuvenated enough to move on from this phase of my life where I need to take a break? And she says however long you need. And when she said that, like, I knew she was right, but at the same time, majority of the time in therapy, I just have a hard time accepting it. But hearing it is really, really validating, and that's what I love about therapy. That she reminds me that it's okay to go on my own pace, and it's okay to take it kind of slow. I love a slow, peaceful life. And there's this YouTuber, and she talked about how she strives for peace, for contentness, just a quiet life, and to not feel like so stressed all the time. Her therapist told her, and then she talked about it on YouTube, saying how her therapist said that there is chaos and peace. You can't always have that peace or contentment or being content all the time, 100%. There's always going to be chaos that comes with it. Yeah, and that kind of stuck by me. Yeah, and when I go to Vietnam, hopefully I want to get a tattoo. It's, one, is cheaper, and two, isn't it so cool that I get to say it's like kind of a memory, the fact that I got a tattoo in Vietnam. It would be my first tattoo ever. I want to get a finger tattoo, a heart in the middle finger right here, even though finger tattoos fade really quickly, but I still want one. And then I want a back tattoo. Can you guess what I want to get? It's related to the topic of what we're talking about. I want to get the word peace on the back, on my back. Peace. I strive for peace. But when I look at this tattoo, I'm gonna think about peace and chaos. Peace and chaos. But peace, tranquility, groundedness, coming back to myself, finding peace in the mundane. That's like kind of what the word means to me. It's a reminder. Shout out to that YouTuber, because that's a really, really great point. How we can't have one emotion. There's gonna be two emotions. There's always gonna be a dichotomy. And it's something that I've noticed all throughout my life. There's always two contradicting things. There's happiness and there's sadness. There's dark and light. There's peace and chaos. Without one, we won't have the other. There's a lot of things that I want to work on, and I thought I was able to work on them by myself. But ever since I gone into therapy, it's like a different like world. She suggests things that prove to myself that I can get better. For example, I told her there's times, majority of the time, when I'm in a group setting, I have a hard time making decisions, and then she suggested how I can do things on my own to figure out what I want. That if you go try things on your own and figure out what you like consistently over time, you know what you want. So when you're in a group setting, you're able to make a decision based on your own wants and needs. I'm like, wow, you're really good. You're pretty right. And I do like doing things on my own, but she suggested to eat at a restaurant alone. So I plan on doing that pretty soon. Oh, and we're working on communication. When you're with your friends or in a romantic relationship, if you have an opinion or if you have a thought or if you're curious, it's okay to voice them out. Or if I need some clarity, I found myself not seeking clarity. Instead, I just try to figure out the answers through the things that they're doing or the little words that they're saying. It could be hard for me as a person who never really got to practice it to ask for clarity and ask questions. Some questions can be hard to say and ask, but in the grand scheme of things, it'll make things easier over time. And reduce the stress of one, probably self-monitoring the other person and yourself. It's like mind-blowing to me how something so simple affected my life up until now. What? I'm gonna charge you guys. I'm back, new angle, with me being done with college. It's an achievement, but to me it doesn't really feel like an achievement. It's just something that I always known that I was going to accomplish and finish, and now that I've accomplished it, it's the unknown, because I've reached the goal that I've always wanted to reach, because my parents told me that like you need to be college educated, you need to finish college. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. So I did it. And then I'm like, okay, now I gotta get a job. I recently read a Substack talking about the French versus the Americans, and French people, they in their daily lives and their culture, they work, but it's not a core identity to them, and it's not talked about in their daily conversations or in their daily lives. Plus, they make time for their own hobbies and their own interests outside of work, versus Americans, we grew up in a culture where it's very productive based. The Substack said they don't even use the word productivity, that it's not a common vocabulary in their daily conversations. Versus Americans, you see the content everywhere. Spend a day with me being productive, a productive day in my life. Like they would do a day in my life and I'm like, oh, today was productive, today wasn't productive. And why do we base our days on productivity? What if we just live our lives based on how we felt that day? Like, did I feel satisfied today? Was there a moment where I felt calm? Was there a moment where I felt sadness? What was today that brought me joy? It's just intriguing to me. And I am Asian American. I was born in Dallas, Texas. I mean, we moved outside of Dallas and now I'm still in Texas, but not in Dallas. I don't want to disclose my location of where I live. This is a common thing among Asian cultures, is that if you were born Asian American, you wanted at one point in your life, especially when you were younger, most likely when you were younger, you wanted to be white. And I definitely had that phase where I felt my life would have been easier if I was white. And now that I'm 23, I want to identify myself more so on my Asian culture than my American culture. Being born in America gave me the life that I'm able to live right now, a comfortable life, having a roof over my head, having my own room, being able to drive a Lexus, being able to make my own income, like that. Those are opportunities. In Vietnam, it's different. A lot of people live in poverty. Both my parents kind of lived in poverty, but when they came to the States, they were able to like make a new life. So from that lens, it helps me appreciate the things that I have. And in another life, I would have not have the things that I have now. But yeah, but with this all this American culture talk of being productive and having a passion and getting a job that's deemed successful in societal lenses, is quite annoying. And I try not to listen to it. I try not to compare myself. But a girl still compares herself. A girl still wants a job accepted by society. What can I do? What can I say? What can I say? The whole point of me talking about this is that I want to say I want to go back to my Asian roots. Not that it ever left me in the first place, but I just kind of want to appreciate it more. And I kind of want to identify myself Asian than I am American. I'm definitely so Americanized. It's so cool that I get to speak a little bit of Vietnamese, even though I don't know a lot, and I mix up English and Vietnamese in order to communicate. But it's something. I'm glad that I know a little bit of Vietnamese. Like, there's that part of me that's kind of the Asian Vietnamese part of me that's still kind of intact, that show like, hey, you are pretty cultured. Kind of nice to be a little bit of both. A little bit of American and a little bit of Asian. But yeah, my brain is all over the place. I think it's time for me to read my journal. It's pretty vulnerable. Like, reading your journal to strangers is pretty vulnerable, but I feel that you guys get an insight of how I think outside of just me talking. But I don't know what journal prompt to read y'all, to be honest. This whole year so far is my journal prompts are thoughts dealing with change. Like May 14th I said, change is a concept indeed. People change, time goes by, the people we were once close with are no longer are. Yeah, the grammar is not the best. As each day, week, and month goes by, we are hit with change, however minuscule or big. Right now, I'm at the stage of change, big ones. Everyone goes through it, so why does it feel lonely? I just got off on FT with a childhood friend, and she was sharing how she is feeling anxious with graduation coming up, her family coming up to visit her, then leaving college, saying bye to her close friends. At the end of it, it got me feeling worried and anxious for her. Now I'm writing in this journal, trying to process my thoughts. I think this is just to show, even if it seems like we have everything figured out, a stable career, a degree, how we feel about it is just as if not more important. Emotions tend to be overlooked, and I wish I could be a supporting pillar to my close friends, but I feel like I'm not. Insecurity. I can't read May 28th. I have a lot of insecurities, man. I strive to be better, but I think I've been taking the short-term route, hoping it could help long-term. I think I'm not skinny enough. My face isn't slim enough. I don't have a big girl job. I don't live on my own. I'm not where I want to be. So I am not fit for a relationship right now. But that's not how it should be. I want to love myself for who I am right now, because as humans, we are always striving for more. When we get it, we ask the question, now what? Or what's next? Tiring. We are pushing ourselves. Yes, it's needed, but constantly. I felt more calm ever since graduating, but like any other emotion, it's fleeting. I have work at 4 today, and I read a bit, and then I got into a spiral of my double chin / face fat. Yeah, because I like look at myself in videos, and like my side profile, you can literally see my face fat right here. Like, my jawline is not prominent or as small as I would like to be because of my double chin. But I learned posture is important, and the way you put your tongue in your mouth is also important. You're supposed to put your tongue on top of the roof of your mouth and like keep it there to have like a skinnier, like, let me show you. That's me putting my tongue on top of the roof of my mouth, and then this is me not having it on. Isn't that crazy? So I'm trying to do that and also have a better posture. Miss Girl really cares about her freaking double chin. I was literally debating on getting like a procedure done, not needles or anything, but like a procedure done in Vietnam to have a slimmer jawline. I don't think I'm gonna get it, but I was literally thinking about it though. Moving on. Then I started doing face exercises videos, meditating, trying to fix my posture, and now I'm journaling. I honestly feel all over the place. I mentally feel fat. I honestly don't know what's up with my head. I think I'm spiraling about my appearance. If I'm not thinking about my career, I'm thinking about external things like my appearance or health or relationship with everyone in my life. Yes, I'm done with school and accomplished a big goal, but it got rid of one thing, but it opens up another door of unknown. Life is all about the unknowns, huh? Just because I'm done with one doesn't mean all the other insecurities and thoughts I have will go away. One step at a time though. My day on paper is no stress at all, but when you look inside me, it feels like a ball of stress. So that's where my mental health or my mental state is. It's not so bad. It's definitely better from when I was dealing with school, but it's not where I want to be. So you guys are literally still in the process of me trying to get better, but isn't that a part of life? Isn't that a part of life? This year, 2026, mentally has not been too kind to me, but I think this period of my life is good because that means I'll eventually reach the light at the end of the tunnel. That's how I've been. That's where my thoughts are at. Please, please, please share where you guys are at. I like this channel because it gives me a chance to share how I feel. Hopefully you guys are able to relate to some parts that we're not necessarily going through this on our own. Just by sharing or being yourself can do a lot of wonders. So I hope you guys are kind to strangers. Hope you guys are doing well. If not, you're still lovable, you're still enough, and we're in this together. Even though we don't know each other, I love you guys, and thanks for watching. Bye.